Hello everybody, my name is Bricky. If you are feeling fancy, I hope your day is going great. You must be wondering to yourself, Bricky, where is the forehead? It's just not here today. I'm a little bit coming back from E3 and I'm just finishing up getting everything unpacked and working through all the things that I kind of need to redo, things like emails and projects and stuff. And so I wanted to go ahead and do a simple no camera video for you today, where today we are actually talking about For Honor and their Kryptonite, more primarily yours and my Kryptonite. It's a couple question-based things. It's kind of one of those videos where I ask you a question, we discuss a little bit, more of a you and me type thing, just for fun, and also just because it's something that I had on my mind since coming back from the For Honor event, and I wanted to discuss it a little bit. Before I do start though, I had a really awesome new design that I was going to put in the merch store for Pride Month, and it didn't get through in time, and then E3 happened, and I'm sad, and it just didn't work out in time, and so instead of getting a new design, I'm simply going to make it so that the entire store for the rest of Pride Month is 20% off. So use code PRIDE and everything in the store is 20% off for the rest of June. I really wish I could have got my thing. Maybe I'll save it for a different time, but either way, it fell through, so I wanted to give you something for the month. So there you go, 20% code PRIDE. Go ahead and check it out in the description. All right, so I want to talk about For Honor's Kryptonite. So this is kind of a more personal thing where a lot of times For Honor, people talk about tier lists. They talk about, you know, the best characters, the characters that need reworks, how those reworks are coming out, more primarily with the Raider, Lawbringer, and Hirakiri release and reworks, where you talk a lot about who's the best, who needs more work, what they're like in competitive, what they're like in 4v4, 1v1s, etc. The problem with For Honor tier lists is that they are very, obviously subjective. All tier lists are subjective. There is no objective tier list, but they're very difficult to classify because of so many factors of For Honor. High level, top tier For Honor play is massively different than good For Honor play, which is massively different than bad or mediocre For Honor play. I don't consider myself a top tier player. I never really want to be, not with the way For Honor works. I consider myself decent at the game though. I think I'm pretty good at the game. And I have mostly a lot of fun where I am, and I know that that fun will probably be dwindled because I can't play all the characters that I love to play at a really high level. At the same time, at a lower level, certain characters that are considered bad by everyone else can be really strong, and this also swaps over to 4v4 and 1v1 as well. Some characters in 4v4 are great, and in 1v1 are awful, and vice versa. So I wanted to talk about a more personal preference, which is your personal For Honor Kryptonite. What is your Kryptonite? What does that mean? What characters do you struggle with the most that are not necessarily considered meta? Now, if the characters you do struggle with the most are meta characters, then I guess that's fine. But for me, I'm thinking about the characters that I just have a really hard time fighting, regardless of if they are good or not. These could be some of the worst characters in the game, but I just have a hard time with them, you know? You just personally really struggle against them. For me, I have a really hard time with Highlander, Tiandi, JJ, and Naboo. I don't know why those four in particular really give me trouble, but they do. I don't know why those ones are the ones that really hurt me, but I just have a hard time fighting them. Highlander is probably my #1 least favorite to fight hero. It was Warlord before the crashing charge changed. Now it's not so bad, but I just have such an annoyance. I think it's more of a boredom thing because almost every Highlander does the same thing. They do a backstep light or something to try to get into offensive stance, and they hold it there forever, waiting for you to do an attack, and then they do a kick or a caber toss, and then they deal 40 damage a heavy, which is just, I don't know, kind of ludicrous with how powerful offensive stance is and how powerful their dashing is. I mean, most heroes in this game have 120 health. You hit them 3 times and they die off a pretty damn strong ability. I never enjoyed fighting Highlander. Good Highlanders take advantage of both things, but most Highlanders I fight just sit back in offensive stance and do nothing, and I find it just really infuriating. And I think my lack of patience is a lot of the issue there, because I want to just hit the goddamn guy and get it over with, but I get hit anyway and it ends up killing me. But either way, Highlander, not a fan of. Tiandi and JJ are similar reasons. I can never dodge Tiandi's palm strike ever. I don't know why. I just have a really hard time dodging it. And JJ is just, his animations are so strange. He looks so weird. I can never understand how to fight JJ properly because everything he does is so erratic and weird looking, and the way he moves around and the Sifu poise, it's just really weird fighting JJ. Nobushi is weird because 99% of her is fine. She's easily parryable, slow heavies, easy to dodge kick, but her damn hidden stance really gets me. Because a lot of times, especially in For Honor, you know, you have that one piece of glue in For Honor. Heavy, feint, and a guard break. The one thing that should be prominent across every character. Heavy, feint, and a guard break. The one thing you can do against maybe a turtle, and the one thing that everybody has. Problem is with Nobushi, if you do a heavy and feint and she goes for the parry, all she has to do is hidden stance, and then you can't guard break her. Because for some reason, you can't guard break her into hidden stance. So that entire thing goes away. So if I'm playing a character that doesn't have a lot of openers, say a Lawbringer or an Aramusha or a Centurion, I'm just kind of screwed. Like, I got nothing. I'm doomed. And it was really annoying because then you have to deal with, obviously, the turtle phase, because turtling never is fun. But you also have to deal with a Nobushi turtling, and that's just very tough to deal with. And those four characters, I just have such a hard time dealing with and playing against, and either they're just not very fun to fight, or I just particularly have a rough time. But either way, there's some crazy people, definitely. I mean, obviously characters like Conqueror and Warden and any of the top tier characters are much more powerful, but I don't really have as much of an issue dealing with them. I mean, Conqueror isn't fun to fight, but he's just at least simple, where everyone else just gets me a lot angrier. Everyone has their little Kryptonite in this game. For a while it was Valkyrie, back when the game first came out, and then for a while it was Centurion, but that doesn't really count because Centurion was everybody's Kryptonite because he was brokenly overpowered. Though I am curious about you in particular. This was one of those discussion videos where I wanted to ask you, what's your like Kryptonite character? Or what are those characters that you fight that may not be the best, but the ones that you just either can't stand fighting or have a really hard time beating, even if they're not very good? I hear a lot of people have a hard time fighting Lawbringer, which is interesting to me. Maybe it's because Lawbringers are good at parries because they kind of have to be good at parries, so you naturally have a hard time dealing with them. I heard that some people really have a hard time with Nusha, mainly because of the traps, and people just kind of forget about that. And also a lot of people have a hard time with Shaman, but I can believe that because Shaman's actually a pretty good hero. Anyway, I'd like you to tell me down in the comments below. Let's go with 3 characters. What 3 characters are your major For Honor Kryptonite? And with that, I just wanted to go ahead and leave that there. I wanted to have a little bit of discussion because I'm in the For Honor mood ever since coming back from E3, and I wanted to talk about it a little bit. Anyway, go ahead and check out the merch store. Use code PRIDE for 20% off for the entire month of June. It'll end July 1st, so get there while you can. It's in the description, and I will see you very soon. All right, bye-bye.